Students, can you see the screen? Okay, that's great. Fine. Chapter number 2 talks about building C# applications. So here we'll give you an idea about building a C# application. We're going to use Visual Studio here to write our first C# program. Okay. Chapter objectives: examine the most common integrated development environments, which is IDEs that support the C# language. Explore the tool to build the C# application on the Windows operating system, and demonstrate the steps to create a console application. Building C# application on Windows operating system, we can use Visual Studio Express or Visual Studio Community or Visual Studio Professional or any higher IDE, right? The family of IDEs. So the Visual Studio Express family of IDEs are given here. You can use Express for Windows Desktop. This supports the development of console-based and the desktop graphical user interface applications. So we can use Express for Windows Desktop as an IDE to write the console-based and the desktop-based applications using C#. You can also use the Express for Windows 10. It supports development for core software target for Windows 10 universal application type that can run on multiple Microsoft devices. You can use Express for web, support development for ASP.NET Web application, Azure cloud-based application, Microsoft applications. Then Team Foundations Server 2015 Express, which focus on providing graphical user interfaces. Okay. These are different IDEs that you can use, but for learning purpose, right? So it's very simple is that you use the Microsoft Visual Studio just for learning purpose. That will be, that will help you to understand and to learn the C# programming. The community edition of IDE, that is Express Tools, allows you to build the .NET software that will run only on Windows OS. Okay. The Visual Studio Community Edition IDE allow you to build much wider variety of type of projects that uses larger number of .NET languages. Okay, and this also supports the building projects that can run on the Android and Apple devices. That is on mobile applications. If you are looking for mobile applications and all, you can use this Visual Studio Community Edition. Okay, Visual Studio 2015 Professional IDE you can use. Now I think you will get 2019 edition of Visual Studio. Right, you can use that to build applications, right? Okay, creating the console application. So here we start with our first program in C#, how we can create one application with some simple messages like welcome message or so on. Okay, so you should, for this you should have Visual Studio. Fine, you can go back and download the Visual Studio from Microsoft and can learn from there. Okay, so what we have to do is that we have to go to start the Visual Studio and select the file new project that we choose the Visual C# from templates, and then choose the Windows and console application and then enter the project name and just click on OK. You'll get a new project, okay, Explorer, where you can write the code, edit the code, and then there is a run button that you can press, or you can press F5 to run your program. So how that looks like, it looks like something like this, Visual Studio. Okay, now let me share with you the Visual Studio here. I will share with you the screen so that you can see the Visual Studio. with me. I think you can see the screen. Yeah, this is Visual Studio 2019, what you can see on the screen. Now from here, you can create new project, right? As you can see here. So here I have this new project, and there are some old projects which are listed here. You can, clone the project. You can open the project. Okay, open some local folders if you want to open, or you can create a new project. So we'll create a new project. Once you click on this create new project, you get a new window here. So it is taking time. Yeah, as you can see here. So we're going to talk about console application, that is console app, right? Which a project for creating command line application that can run on .NET Core on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Okay, so it supports C#, Linux, Mac OS, Windows console, right? You have other options also here, right? Different options. For example, if you look at this one, Pulse the Django web project that supports Python, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and it's a web project. Okay, F# or F#, Windows, Linux on console, Visual Basic, Azure Cloud. If you want to develop a cloud application on Azure, so here it is, and so on. So for our learning purpose, we use this console app, okay, where C# is supported, which can be run on Windows, Mac, and Linux, right? It's a console app. So we just go on next. Enter the application, the project name, right? For example, I'll give this as M109 score meeting 1, our first meeting project. Okay, you have an option here, place the solution and the project in the same directory. Okay, the solution name will be this one. Okay, can edit this. You can select this option if you want to place both in the same directory. Okay, and here it will be stored, the project location will be here, admin, source, and repos. Okay, I'll create this project. Simply click on create. There is already one project by this name, so I'll just name it like 1_1. Okay, or let me name it as session 1. Okay, great. So as you can see on the screen, we have our program, the C# program, right? Where we have the using the namespace system, and the system has a class called console, and it has a method called writeLine, which will write hello world in the output screen. Okay, now here, what are the constructs we have here? we have using system that is using the namespace, that project name, that we can use this in other programs by this name. If you want to use this program, the class name is program, and you can create your own classes here that has one method called main method, right? From where the program execution will start. It has a console from system. It's a class, right? You can see once I take the cursor here, you can see class system.console represent the standard input, output, and error stream for console application. This cannot be inherited. Okay. Similarly, you can see the program is a class under the project called, or the namespace called M109. Okay. So this is my first program where console.writeLine. WriteLine is again a method. Okay, write the specific string value followed by current line terminated to the standard output string. Okay, so this will write the hello world on the screen. Right. So this is what our first program looks like. This. Fine. On the right side, you can see the solution explorer, where we have the solution explorer here that shows the dependencies, the program, right, and the main method of the program and all. It has the properties here. You can see the properties, all right, for these every program. Okay, fine. So to run this program, simply we have this run button here or F5. Okay, so I'll just run this program here to see what is our output. So this is our output screen. Okay, and let's just see what is the output. We should get the text which is there inside the right line. So we have the output hello world. Okay, just press any key to exit. Okay, so this is our output hello world. Fine. Okay, so this is what our first program looks like. Fine. So we follow the same steps here. Okay. The solution explorer, when new application is created, the IDE creates a solution with a single project. Solution explorer is a tool window in the Visual Studio IDE that display the content of a solution, which includes the solutions project and each project item and all. So a solution can contain multiple projects that work all together. The project properties in the IDE, all information that is needed to build a project is exposed as properties. Okay, this property includes the application names, extensions like DLL, execution library, and all. Okay, it will have the compiler options, linker option, debugger setting, and all. The icon name property within the Solution Explorer is used to view and modify the properties, which over here, right? So you can see all the details here. If you want to modify or you want to view the properties of the project, you can view it here. Okay. Fine. So this is all what we have in chapter number 2 for you, as in given here. So this chapter includes the common IDE to build a C# application, a tour of major programming tools to develop the C# application, and to step to build a console application. So we started with a simple console application just to display a message, hello world. Okay. Now from here, you can start learning the C# programming by using Visual Studio. Now here I'm just going to display you one lab exercise Okay, this is also available in your LMS. You can go and check the LMS and download this lab exercises. The first lab exercise to be covered after we cover this chapter 1 and 2, which we did now, we're done with it. Now, what is the task in this lab exercise is that you are required to explore the IDE that you are using and to create a console project with C# language. So you are required to write a C# program that prints your IDE name and the session number of this course on the screen by using the right line, okay, of the console class. Task 1. This is the task 1. Task 2. You are required to visit the console class and this link and then read about these methods. Write method, write line, read key, read line, read method. Now how do we do that? Is just simply click on this link. It will direct you to the link where you find the console class. So this is the console class, right? So what is the console class? You can read from here. Then there are methods, there are properties in console class, there are methods in console class. So you can go through these methods. There is methods called read, right? Read key, read line. Read these three methods. What are these three and how we use these three methods? Okay. And also write method, write and write line method. Go through these write and write line and read key and read line methods. Okay, as in task 2 for this lab 1 exercise. Okay, so you have to do it by yourself and you can discuss later in our next meeting with me about these write line, write and read key and read line and the read method. Okay, this is very important that you follow this and you read this and you discuss this. I mean, right, to learn the programming language. Okay, so this is all what we have here for today. And if you have any questions, please go ahead.